Our guest today is Keviah Watrice. Keviah is a woman of Jesus Christ, author, mobile application developer, spiritual influencer, speaker, and entrepreneur. She has influenced thousands of women by helping them navigate their own personal walk with God in the midst of life adversities. Through her mobile app, She Who's Called, she makes it her top priority to remind others of God's goodness through all circumstances by offering daily devotionals and viral notifications. Listeners, thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us. So please lend us your ear. On this episode, I'm here with Keviah Watrice. Blessings, Keviah.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Thank you for being here with us today. It is an honor to have you as a guest. As a woman of God and a spiritual influencer, you helped to change the course of my life through the Society Boot Camp with Tatum Tamia this past April, and also by recommending the book Purpose Awakening by Torrey Roberts. Please tell us more about you, your book, The Makings of a Godly Woman, and your mobile app.
Yeah, so thank you again for having me. Again, I'm Keviah Watrice. I do many things. So I guess I'll start off. I am the founder of She Who Is Called, which is a mobile application that teaches thousands of women how to stay uplifted in the midst of their downfalls. And we pretty much provide notifications that we send out every day, daily devotionals, prayer requests, different chat rooms for people to interact. Really, just like a source for, spiritual well being, mental well being, and things like that. I'm also an author, The Makings of a Godly Woman. I actually just hit the other day our 2-year anniversary for that book. And I was reading back through some of the reviews and just thanking God, because I remember the space that I was in when I wrote that book, and it was so difficult during that season. And it seems like God seems to use me the most when I'm in a pretty difficult season. But that book basically teaches about the many things that we go through as we're trying to be women of God, and it teaches you about purpose and how to get through hardship and trusting the process. So there's a lot of great, I would say, gems in there. It's available on Amazon. I'm also now an actual mobile app developer. So I actually create mobile apps for brands and business owners for them to increase their community and their income. So that's pretty new within the last month, but it's been going well. And as you mentioned, I do also host the society along with Tatum Tamia. So that's been amazing too. It's an amazing community, a monthly membership program, a source of just light and inspiration where women can come together and, express their needs like, hey, I need help. Or, we give business strategies and advice. So it's pretty amazing. So I definitely have my hand in a few things, but I definitely wouldn't want it any other way.
Thank you so much for that, Keviah. Today we're going to discuss with you purpose and how it has shaped your journey. But first, I'm going to ask you this question. What brings you the most joy?
Yeah, I would say now what brings me the most joy is when I see my purpose is helping other people. Like, especially now, like with the apps, I'm taking on other people's purpose in a sense. Like I am working on their heart's desires and the projects that God has placed in their heart. So when I'm able to bring to life something that God has put in someone else's heart to do, that brings me so much joy, especially because when I think back to when I got my app created, I remember that feeling of just like, wow, this is the baby that God placed on the inside of me and it's here and I'm happy. So I would say now in this season, what brings me the most joy is being able to see the response of other people's um joy when they see what, their babies coming to life. So I've been very happy, working with my clients and them saying, oh my gosh, I love it. That makes me happy because I know that it's something that, I was able to help someone with something that God placed on their hearts to do. So that brings me a ton of joy nowadays.
What led you to start thinking about purpose?
Um, so I would say definitely let's go back to like college days, right? So I that was like 2012 to 2014. I was away at school. I went to Maryland Eastern Shore. It's an HBCU in Maryland. And if I can be honest, I had definitely lost myself during that time. I was in a toxic relationship and I just wasn't going down a good path. So I actually ended up leaving that school and going back home. I live in New Jersey. And when I went home, God really took me through a season of just becoming and finding myself. When I got home, I was like, I grew up in church and I know that they say, hey, everyone has a purpose, that God has given us gifts. And I wanted to know what mine was. Like, I was curious about purpose. And that's when I actually read the book you mentioned, Purpose Awakening. And I realized that, there's things that are already on the inside of me. So I really went through this like self discovery season where, God began to reveal what my gifts were and that my words were therapeutic and that I just had the gift of like writing and really interpreting things in a way where people could relate to it. So I definitely say what led me to start thinking about purpose was the feeling of just feeling like I lost myself and wondering like what am I here for? So that's really what led me to start thinking about purpose.
Thank you. What is one significant event that stands out more than others that has guided your purpose?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question, and one event that I really thought about was I was asked to speak at my church some years ago. This was also when I had came back home after 2 years from being away at college, and I was in that self discovery season and I honestly questioned God. I was like, why do you have me getting up here and talking to this congregation of people? And I feel like I don't even know what to tell myself right now, to be honest. And that day was a huge just signal for me because as I was talking and, encouraging the people, I quoted my pastor really, and this is also in my book. And she had said she's a cancer survivor, and she had said that, she had to become cancer in order to heal cancer. And I quoted her and I said, well, maybe I had to become depressed, homeless, brokenhearted in order to heal and help those who are depressed, who maybe have gone through homelessness and are brokenhearted. And that day, so many women after church came up to me and was like, I'm a grown woman and you put tears in my eyes, like, thank you, that was amazing. And I feel like that was a huge event and a signifier for me that led me to my purpose of, like I said again, those words being therapeutic for people. And then even me speaking in front of crowds, because now I've spoken at colleges and at events. So that was a huge event for me, to be able to speak even under pressure and be able to help people. And I had no idea that it's something that they needed, but that was big for me to show me like, okay, speaking might also be a part of your purpose as well.
Why do you believe that purpose, specifically God's purpose, is important?
Whew, man, it's so important, and I believe, I personally believe that we all have a purpose. Everyone's may look different, and it doesn't matter if someone looks bigger than yours or whatever the case may be. But I think that it's important for me to just fulfill, I guess, the call on my life. Like I can't imagine not feeling connected to something in a sense. Um so I mean, I guess it's important for us to feel like we're doing, the work that he's put us here to do, that you are fulfilling the temporary assignment, because this isn't our final destination. So it's important for me to do what he has called me to do while I'm here. We don't know the time nor the day. So I think that it's important for us, to really seek what that is and take your time in seeking that and to be obedient. And also I think it's important because a lot of the times other people are connected to your purpose, right? My app has reached thousands of people, and I can't imagine if I was too afraid or I didn't give God my yes, of how many people would have been left behind. So I also think it's important because you just never know who is your assignment, and who you're supposed to be connected to. And that's it's important, it's not just about you.
You touched on this in your last answer. How do you help others find their journey of purpose?
Yeah, I think for me, as an influencer in a sense, I do that kind of in multiple ways. I think that I've helped people definitely through my book, and what's in there. Definitely through the She Who Is Called, mobile app. I've had people message me like, you don't even understand. Like, I needed this notification when it hit my phone. And I really prayed to God when I created the She Who Is Called mobile app, like, let these notifications go out whenever your people need them, because I have to set a specific time for them to go out. So I definitely do that through the app, and just providing insight for people. I think also my, social media is, I say, a blessing and a curse, but I've been able to connect with some really amazing people, and people message me all the time or they'll email me. So I think just by being a source who is willing to help, I've been able to help people on their journey to purpose. And of course, you know, um, my clients, and bringing their vision to life, I've been able to help them that way. But I think just by, showing and documenting that, hey, I'm not perfect. I like to be very transparent on my Instagram. So I like people to know, like, hey, I've messed up. I still struggle sometimes with, the way that I view myself and taking power over my thoughts. So I think by being transparent on these social platforms and not just trying to portray this perfect image, I've been able to help people along their journey as well.
What a blessing. What are some tools of discovery you recommend for finding purpose?
Oh, wow. I definitely recommend, I would say, that book by Teray Roberts, Purpose Awakening. That was a great tool, especially in the beginning, of me just wondering, like, hey, what am I here for? So I definitely recommend that book. I would also recommend journaling. During my self discovery season, I did a lot of journaling and just like putting all my questions out there to God, and uh, putting all my feelings on paper. I think journaling is a great thing, and it allows us to get to the root of some things we may be feeling. Definitely prayer. I strongly believe the one of the ways, and one of the really important ways we find our purpose is, we have to communicate with the one who gave it to us, right? So prayer is very pivotal in your journey to purpose. So let's see, the book, journaling, prayer. Um, Also, I would say, you know, and I don't, this is not necessarily a tool, but just understanding that this is your personal journey, so don't necessarily look to the left or to the right of what other people are doing. And then, because when you do that, you kind of start comparing yourself to other people, and you think that maybe you have to be doing what someone else is doing, and that's not really the truth. So understanding that purpose is your personal journey, it is really going to help you out a lot. And maybe even talking to, trusted people, if your parents or a pastor or mentor or someone like that, but really staying connected to people who are going to feed you the right way and give you actual solid advice when it comes to purpose.
Thank you for your great insights. Do you have anything more you would like listeners to know about the journey of purpose?
Absolutely. If I could leave you guys with something about purpose, I would say you really have to understand purpose is not a one-stop shop. It is the it's so many different parts to it. It's not this just profound moment. Oh my gosh, I found my purpose. Purpose is a lifetime journey and it may change along the way. I never thought that I would be a mobile app developer. So you have to understand that, your seasons may change and that is okay. But, I think sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to just feel like, oh my gosh, we have to know what's next, we have to know what we're doing. And it's like, that is a journey. And that point A to that point B, what goes on in between the A to B is so important and it's going to have so much impact on the ultimate destination. So I would just encourage people to like, woosah, take the pressure off. This is literally a lifetime journey, and you have time to learn. You have time to unlearn. You have time to change. And God, if you keep God as at the center, He's literally going to reveal to you everything that you should be doing. So don't stress yourself or overwhelm yourself. Like I said, know that this is your journey and it's not a one-stop shop. So definitely keep that in mind when you're seeking purpose.
That is a word. Thank you for sharing your truth with us, Keviah. Once again, you have blessed so many. I'm excited to witness you as you continue to blossom in your journey of purpose.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
In her journey of purpose, Keviah teaches us that our journeys are ongoing. We need to stay open and focused using tools such as journaling, praying, and reading, especially scripture, to guide us along the way. Evolving into powerful creations of God takes believing faith and work, along with a willingness to be used by God. Thank you, Powerhouse Keviah, for your service and obedience to God. And listeners, I appreciate you for listening. Be well and stay safe. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.